Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to use Android's room database and share that data with your Android widget, which is created using Jetpack Glance, obviously native Android application. And for the app logic I'm using XML layout, but if you want you can use Jetpack Compose as well. Only the UI part will change, but for Android widgets I'm using Jetpack Glance, which is an extension of Jetpack Compose. So yeah, let's get started. So firstly I'll show you guys the demo. So I have one room database, I have one text input as well as one submit button. So I will type something inside my text input, suppose hi, and I'm mirroring my device so the output is little laggy, and I'll click on submit, and as soon as I submit, here you can see I'm displaying that item which has been added inside room database inside a recycler view, and I have displaying the text as well as I have one delete button as well. Sorry for the bad UI. And I'll just now type by and I'll click on submit, and here you can see that is also getting populated. Now I want to mirror this data on my Android widget, or share this data on an Android widget. So what I'll do, firstly I'll go to my app, I'll long press on it, I'll click on widgets, and this is the preview image, so you can change it to whatever you feel like. I'll just click on it, I'll click on add, and okay, so here you can see now, sorry, the output is little black, but yeah, you can change the color of the output to whatever you feel like. But here you can see I'm able to see hi as well as bye, both on our widget. Now what I can do is I will go to my app and I will delete one of this. So I have deleted bye, and if I go back to my widget, here you can see you are able to see only hi. Now if I add something, I will just add bye again. Okay, I don't know what happened. Why does everything got deleted? Let me rerun my application. Sorry guys, I'm not really sure what just happened. Let me try bye. We'll add bye 1. Will delete one of this. Okay, I'll go back, and here we are able to see bye. Okay, I'll come back to my app again, we'll just add something gibberish, I'll just submit. Okay, I'll delete it, the first one. I don't know what happened the first time. So here you can see we are able to see this bye 1.5. I'll try to add something more, just add something gibberish, I'll submit it, then add something more gibberish, submit it, something more gibberish, submit it. So we have 4 items now, and if I come over here you can see there are 4 items. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what was that on the first try when I deleted it. Let me try to delete this one again. So this got deleted. Let's see. So here you can see inside our widget now there are 3 items. So I'm able to share my state. Now some of you might be thinking, what if we add the delete button over here as well inside our widget? I have tried doing that, but for some reason all the items are getting deleted. I couldn't really figure it out why. So yeah, but I'll show you the code. I mean, it's pretty, so this is actually the code, but I couldn't really figure it out why everything was getting deleted. Anyways, so coming back to our application. So I'll just close everything. Like I told you, I'm using XML layout, but if you want you can use Jetpack Compose as well. Now I am using Hilt and Dagger for dependency injection, room, our database, Jetpack Glance dependency as well. So firstly what I will have to do, I'll have to go to build.gradle.kts, and here I will have to add this particular line. So this is the latest version at the time of me recording, Dagger Hilt Android dependency. Next we have to, now here comes the tricky part. For Dagger and Hilt we can't use KSP, we have to use capped. But for room, I don't want to use capped because that is old thing. I want to use KSP, so that's why I have to add KSP as well. Now here the Android Studio is telling me that there is a newer version of KSP available, but I can't upgrade to this latest version because the first 3 numbers which you see depends on your Kotlin version. So what Kotlin version are you using inside your application? So if I go to libs.versions.toml, I have updated the Kotlin version to 1.9.25. Make sure you are at least using 1.9.25 because that is required by Glance widgets dependencies. So I have updated this particular version. Now whatever Kotlin version you are using, that version you have to use it over here. So you will have to be extra careful on this. Don't try to use any other version, like whatever is the, it depends on the Kotlin version. And if you want to, and for this next three numbers, so suppose if you are you can refer the releases page of KSP, so this particular URL, and if you open that you will be able to see what all release versions are available. So yeah, that's why I'm using this particular version. Then go to libs.version.toml and make sure you update your Kotlin version to at least 1.9.25. Then you will have to go to this build.gradle.kts, and here you can see I have added Kotlin capped. I have added dependency, this plugin for Dagger Hilt Android, and one for KSP as well. Then I have updated the compile SDK as well as target SDK to at least 35. So make sure you are using that one. And given that I haven't I'm not using a Jetpack Compose project, but for Jetpack Glance dependency it requires this particular part. If you are already created a Jetpack Compose project, you don't need to add this build feature compose option packaging. It would be by default present inside this Android block, but I'm using XML layout, so I need to add this. But here make sure you are at least using version 1.5.15. Again, this version corresponds to the Kotlin version you are using, that's why I'm using this version. Then inside dependencies, these first two dependencies are for Android widget Jetpack Glance. Then these two dependencies are for Hilt Dagger Android, and then these three are for Room, which is a SQLite database. And I have also added this capped correct error types. In future, once Dagger Hilt Android start supporting KSP, you can replace this capped with KSP, and you can remove this as well, and then you can remove this as well, and also over here. Yeah, I think yeah, that's it. That, but I think it's not going to support KSP anytime soon because they are still facing a lot of issues. I think the last update was in September of 2024. Hopefully by at least by the end of next year, like end of December 2025, they should be able to support it, but I'm not really sure. Okay, then what I have done is that inside drawable I have added this image. You can use whatever image you feel like. This is just a preview image for your widget. Then inside layout I have created this custom error layout.xml. So in case our widget fails to load, we want to fall back to some UI. That's why I have created this text view, and it has simple text called error displaying widget. If you want, you can use an image view as well, customize to whatever you feel like, but don't make it too complicated because I'm not really sure what all different views does widget supports. I think it definitely supports text view and image view. I'm not sure much more than that, maybe button as well, but yeah, it's up to you what you want to do. So this is the error UI layout. Then you will have to go to Android manifest.xml, and before the application tag ends, you have to add this receiver. And here I am referencing my app widget receiver Kotlin file, so it is created inside the widgets folder. That's why here, so that's why I have to write .widget.my app widget receiver. Rest everything remains the same for everyone, so this is boilerplate code. And here we have to reference another file called my app widget info, which we need to create inside the XML folder. We need to create 3 different files for this because some of the attributes are only supported from v28 and some other are only supported from v31 SDK 31 I mean. So that's why, and our main SDK is 24, so that's why we have to create 3 different files. So yeah, that's it for the Android manifest. You just have to copy paste this. Coming back to this particular file, now we'll have to create 3 different folders as well for XML. So don't try to create different folders over here from the Android drop down. You will mess it up. So better approach is just go to the project drop down, open your project, go to app, src, main, res, and here you can see I have already created these 2 folders. To create the folder, just right click, new, directory, and just name it as xml-1 v28. I have already created it, that's why it is throwing me an error. Similarly for xml-v31 also you can do the same thing. So here is our XML folder, and inside that we have created this my app widget info.xml file. Now this is boilerplate code which you can just copy paste it. So to create this XML file, again right click new XML resource file and give name as my app widget info, and just copy paste all this code which you are able to see. So this is just the resize mode. This is how after how much time you want to update your widget. This is the mean height, mean width, minimum resize height, minimum resize width. This is the description. Now for description, don't hard code something like my descriptions. You can't write something like this. It will throw you an error when you try to run your application. You have to write your description inside strings.xml. So for that you can go to values, strings.xml, and here just like I'm just referencing my app name as my description, but you can create some separate keys. So I'll just copy this and show one example. So something like my description, and here you can give some value like my description. Okay, and then you can reference this key over here. Then this is the initial layout which is present inside glance dependencies, and this is the preview image which I shown you, which I have added inside our drawable folder. You can change it to whatever you feel like. Similarly again then create it for XML v28 as well. Again I have just copy pasted what we have shown previously. Only thing is I have added this widget features. Again I'm not really sure what it does, but yeah, you can just copy paste it, rest everything remains the same. Again this is the description. Then for v31 as well, same thing, I have mostly copy pasted it. Only things which I have added extra is max resize height, max resize width, target cell width, target cell height. Rest everything remains the same. Okay, once all of this is done, you can again go to the Android drop down, and the first thing I will explain you, will come back to the widget code later on. First I'll explain you what I have done for room database setup and how we are inserting and getting all the items inside our application. So I will just go to, first I have created a folder called db. Inside that first I have created this to do entity. So this is kind of like a table inside our database. So it has a primary key, we have annotated it @ entity, and here is our column name title. So we are just inserting title inside our database, so whatever the user has typed inside our text input. Okay, then I have created this app database as well. So here we are just referencing our to do entity which extends from room database, and here we are referencing created an abstract function for our to do DAO. So we will have to create this particular interface as well and annotate it with DAO. And here I have created few methods like get all to dos, insert a to do, delete a to do, update, as well as get to do by name. So you can just create all this particular things which I have created, or you can write your own function, whatever you feel like is right for you. Then we have to create this db module because we need to create a singleton out of it. So I'll just move this below. So here you can see I have just created this db module. Sorry, in case if I forgot to show you guys the import. So these are the import for to do DAO, these are the import for to do entity, and these are the import for app database. Next, coming back to our db module, so these are all the imports which I have, and here we are creating a singleton of it, and here we just do provide app database, create our room.database builder, pass our app database, and here give it some name, and here we just provide a singleton for our to do DAO as well. Okay, so yeah, this is done. Next, again coming back to the Dagger Hilt part, we have to create another application class as well for Dagger Hilt and annotate it with @Hilt Android app. So make sure you do this, and inside Android manifest you have to refer that particular file name my application. So that's what I have done over here. Then inside main activity, okay, so firstly make sure yeah, so these are all the imports, and make sure you annotate it with @Android entry point, otherwise again you will get a crash if you don't do this. And if I show you the layout for it, if I go to activity underscore main, if I go to code, here you can see firstly I'll just split this. Here I am first taking an edit text where the user can type whatever he feels like, then a button to submit whatever the user has typed inside our text input, and a recycler view which will show a list of all the items which the user has added inside our database. Also we require how each cell of our recycler view looks like. So for that I have created another text row item. Name it whatever you feel like, but do remember this name because we'll have to reference this name inside the adapter class as well. So here you can see I have created this text view. This will show the each cell of the recycler view. So this will show what title you have added for our to do entity, and one button to delete that particular to do from our database. So it's pretty simple. Next I'll just show you this adapter as well. So this will be used inside our recycler view. So again, these are all the imports for it. So it takes an on delete click listener. So once you press the button, we send the call back to our main activity, and the main activity will delete that particular to do. It takes a list adapter, and here is our to do entity, and here is our to do list adapter dot to do view holder, and here I am just doing a diff callback as well. I mean, you can simplify all this, but yeah, in case our item changes, that's why I'm just checking whether instead of reloading our recycler view completely, I'm doing this thing. But yeah, it's up to you how you want to do it. And I think I'm checking it via UID. Okay, anyways, so here is our on create view holder, and here is our r.layout.text row item, and parent attach false. This is boilerplate code, and here we are returning our to do view holder. Then this is our on bind view holder, and we are just binding it to it. So this get item I have defined it. Sorry, where is this get item? Okay, it is present inside our list adapter itself, so we don't have to worry about it. And here we just pass this on click listener as well as our item view, and then we just initialize text view and button by the ID which we have passed it over here. So make sure this is the ID for button, this is the ID for our text view, and this is our current to do entity as well. And on button click, we are just adding one click listener to each and every one of them, and here we are just binding. So whatever is the title of our to do entity, we are displaying inside our text view, and this is the diff callback which we are using over here. So just checking whether all the items are same or not, and whether the content is same or not. So yeah, you can use something like this. You can do better than me. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this is the logic for it. Then coming to our main activity, again these are all the imports for it, and here we are injecting our to do repository. If you want, you can create a view model as well. I don't want to complicate this tutorial even further, that's why I'm directly injecting our repository. Here is our edit text, here is our button, this is our recycler view, this is our to do list adapter, and here you can see this is our edit text. We are initializing it, we are initializing our button, initializing our recycler view, and here we initialize our to do list adapter as well. And whenever we get a callback for deletion, we just delete that particular to do entity, and here we just display assign our to do adapter to our recycler view, and here we just call get all to dos and call dot collect method to it, and here we just to do adapter dot submit the entire list. But yeah, again you might have a better way of doing this. And on click of the button, we are just doing to do repository dot insert. So whatever the user has entered inside our edit text, we are inserting inside our database. So hopefully, yeah, that's it. That's all the logic for the app side as well as room database side. Also there is one more thing which we will have to do. Oh sorry, I think I did not show you to do repository. I have shown you guys this, then I directly jumped on this. So yeah, let me show you to do repository as well. Okay, I'll just remove this import. So here we just add a inject constructor. Here it takes a to do, it takes also a glance widget repository which I will show you shortly. But the reason why it takes a glance widget repository is because every time we insert or delete an item, we want our widget to get updated. So we are telling it from the app our widget to update every time there is a change. So to get all the to dos, we just call to do dot get all to dos. To get, again I'm not really using this particular method, so if you want you can use it. This is for inserting. So here you can see I'm inserting it, and then I'm calling this to do inserted. So this will basically reload our widget but this is getting called from the app side, and this is for deleting. Again here this will reload our widget. Again update, I'm not really doing anything. If you want you can update the widget as well. So yeah, that's it. Now coming back to Glance widget repository, this will be actually used inside our Glance Jetpack Glance code. So I'll just remove all these dead imports. So these are all the imports, and here it takes an app context as well as to do DAO. And here we are just I'm not really sure if this is the right approach or not. You guys tell me in the comment, but I think this really worked for me. And here we just create an entry point of install singleton component, and here we just create a singleton for this Glance widget repository. Then I have created this companion object as well to get the Glance widget repository as well. Again, I have just copy pasted this from the documentation. Even I don't understand much of it as well. And if you, like I told you, we have created this callback whenever any item is inserted or deleted from our app, we are basically getting our widget. So this is my widget name, which I will show you later on, but here you can see the name is important, my widget. The widget of the name is my widget, but if you decide to change the name, here you will have to change the name as well. And here I'm just calling update all and passing app context. Here also I'm calling update all, passing our app context. This update all is a method which is defined inside Jetpack Glance. Don't get confused, this is not a room database method or anything like that. So even for delete we are calling update all. Okay, so this is by default present inside your widget. Again, I'm not really using this, and here we are loading all the to-dos which we need to display inside our app widget. So yeah, that's it. Next, if you remember, inside Android manifest we now need to create this my app widget receiver. So I have created a folder called widget. Inside that I have created this my app widget receiver. Again, these are all the imports for it, which extends from Glance app widget receiver. And here we are just referencing my widget. So I have created a Kotlin file for it called my widget. So we are referencing this, and I'll just remove all these imports as well. Okay, so here I have removed all the imports. So these are all the widgets which I have, and again these are all the imports which I have, sorry. So I'll just remove this, and here it extends from Glance app widget, and here we override this provide Glance. This is our repo, so we get hold of our Glance widget repository, and inside provide content, again we just load all the to-dos and collect it as a state. Initially it is empty list because this take a little bit of time to load. And here I have just created a scaffold with a title bar as well as some title, and this is the background color for it. Change it to whatever you feel like. And here this is the column, so I'm just looping over all the to-dos which we have. And here I have created a row, and here this is our text element, and here I have just assigned some padding, and here I am displaying text. Max lines I have kept it as 1. So here I have created a one button as well, but I don't know, somehow it is not really working for me. It deletes all the to-dos which are present inside our inside our database. So in case if you know what I'm doing wrong, to let me know in the comments. And here this another method I have just overridden for composition error. So in case if our Jetpack Glance widgets fail to load, we will just fall back to this particular r.layout.custom error layout. I have already explained this in my first video of Jetpack Glance, but yeah, that's it for this particular video. Thank you for watching. Bye. Wait, let me just check if I have shown you everything. I think so, I have shown you guys everything. But yeah, if you have any suggestions or questions, do let me know in the comments. Happy to help. Bye.